Welcome to my second live stream ever for Gibsonbook. Yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea to get started with a Spider-Man. One of the more common and popular Marvel heroes. So what you're going to be seeing on this channel, if you decide to stop in and watch, is a lot of Marvel comic book art. So what I'm starting off here is with obviously a Spider-Man sketch. Try to draw Spider-Man in the most extreme and dramatic poses possible. This stage is just getting kind of a rough layout. A lot of erasing goes on in this part of the process. Kind of just figuring out where everything's going to go, what the actual pose is going to be. Get the anatomy laid in and the gesture. In the stage, there's usually a lot of erasing, so you don't get too, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate the comment. Thanks, Tyler. And hello, Baghdad. But you're starting to see, the basic structure, layout is starting to show through. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this. This is part one. I'm going to do probably the next section later today, but before I headed to work, I wanted to get this laid out. No, I don't do the skeleton structure anymore. I was just showing on my other channel, I was showing somebody the basic. So this is the idea of how I start. Dave Finch, professional comic book artist, calls this the tube stage. So you're just drawing a shape, you're drawing a rib cage and torso, and you're doing the trunk and the upper leg and get the bottom. I just get everything. That's how I start, pretty much. Sometimes I can skip that if it's a pose that I have drawn a lot of times before. Hello, Josie. Thanks for stopping by. This is more how I start, especially when it's, something I've not done too much before, ever before. Something more like that. And you can do smaller versions of this, just to get some different poses. Like with Spider-Man, you do the crazy legs. Thank you, Josie. I appreciate that. So to make that head smaller. See, in that way you can get idea what you want to do without getting too much time invested. So that's kind of the thinking process as I started doing this. And sometimes the faster you go, the better for me, so I don't overthink it. It's sheer repetition. So I've done this enough, even on these crazier poses. If you just break it down into those basic forms and you do it off, enough times, it starts to become like a automatic. You just know where it's going to go before you do it. Yeah, I have a lot of, I do mock-up covers. I started my channel, wow, 7 years ago. Would you guys like to see some of the finished products I've done? Since you guys are on the second live stream I've ever had on this channel, I thought maybe if you'd like to see that, I could move this camera around. This is my studio. There's a reference drawing. There's one my grandson did, and one he colored when he was real little. This is just on a regular sheet of paper, a mock-up of a cover that I did. And then these are the covers I've been working on since before I started the channel. Over here is one of the first Spider-Man covers I did. I think this is one of my favorite mock-up covers. Yes, you can. It all can be yours if you invest in it. So, yeah, this is what I do on my channel. When Avengers first came out, I made this poster for my niece in Florida. And then, of course, that's the table where I do the streaming and all my drawing. All Might, I'm sure I could. I'm not familiar with All Might, but I can usually get a fair attempt. Once I get some reference drawings, pictures. I can usually draw pretty much that, anything at this stage. Of course, like everybody, I always wanted to get a job with Marvel or DC, and life happened, and I had to just keep working at my regular job, so that never happened. Yeah, I'll look into that. Let me jot down the note on that one. That is a new All Might Hero Academy. I've heard of the Hero Academy. Yeah, I could do a few of them for you. I'll tell you what, at the bottom in the description on this video, I will put my email so you could send me some descriptions of the character you'd like me to draw. Give it a whirl. Yes, I am going to draw the webs. I always draw the webs. So I wanted to get this roughed in before I start on some of the other detail. Got some crazy wind here today. always tell everybody when they start talking about how good they draw, is keep practicing and you will get there. Practice, practice, practice. Hello, Thrill House. Instead of Millhouse. Looks a lot like Nick's avatar. Aha! Sneaking up on me. Yes, I do. Just lately I've been blocking out the black areas first before I do the outlines, which I have a new set of Pigma pens, liners, and I'm going to use one of them right now. I think I'm going to do the outline in a 10. Hello, Danny. Thank you. It's a lot of fun drawing the web slinger. Doing the basic outline now. I blocked in some of the major black areas. And so now just getting the basic silhouette defined. I like to leave a lot of my structure drawings and just ink right over them. A lot of guys will spend time erasing, but I don't do that. Yeah, you can use a heavier, it's called line weight. So on that side that's getting more of a silhouette or more shadow, you do a heavier line. And then the side that's getting more sunlight or direct light, you do a thinner line typically. There we go. And we can define more of these, the black around the eyes. That's this is the arachnid bat version, invented by Herbert Thumbpot back in the 1850s. He was a dime store novelist who grew up in Albania. In case you didn't know which version of Batman this is. Yeah, you remember Thumbpot. Good old Thumbpot, I'll never forget him. Used to ride a three-legged goat to school, uphill both ways, through the snow in August. Poor guy. An immigrant from Transylvania. So misunderstood as an author. The jig is up, Spider-Man. Poor Peter Parker. No father, no mother. He does whatever a spider can. Spin some webs any size. catches thieves just like flies. Look out. Here comes the Spider-Man. Hello, Spider-Man. Can you see a little Spider-Man? Yeah, that was the thing about Thumbpot. He stole a lot of ideas from other creators that would be born like 100 years after him. He was quite the visionary. If it wasn't for that three-legged goat, he would have lived to be a ripe old age of 5:30. It's 4:30 for me in the a.m. I've got about 5 more minutes and I gotta go. Exactly. Actually, I think Thumbpot was an ancient ancestor of Bob Kane. That's a good one. Aunt May. The jig is up, Spider-Man. 2:30 where old Thrill House is at. Do you ever sleep, Thrill House? I got about 2 minutes. I'm going to have to wrap this up for now. The webs can be very time consuming. Thank you for the likes and to all the participation. This has been a good morning. Glad this is a good start to my new channel. Because I have another channel where I'm doing mostly DC content, and it is called GCI. If you Google or if you search on YouTube GCI Studios, you'll see what I've been doing in the past year. On that channel, I have 1,255 subscribers. But since I got that one going, I thought I'd been missing drawing my Marvel content, so I revived this. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, Danny, you should, if you like any DC at all, you should check out GCI Studios. Just search that on your YouTube, and you will see. I just did this is my second live stream on here. It's the best live stream on here so far. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, this channel is purely so I can draw some of the Marvel stuff that I was doing before I kind of specialized my other channel into just DC. I really enjoy drawing Marvel. It just looks like Spider-Man. It's actually a variant of Batman called the Arachnid. At least that's what my little buddy Thrill House / Nick said. Yeah, this is the second. First one I tried was really a bad Wolverine I live streamed the other day. I was not very happy with it. If I have some, glaring pencil marks left, I'll go ahead and erase them, but sometimes I can just black them out and you don't even know they were there. But I don't do a lot of erasing in general. That's one thing that'll drive you a little crazy on Spider-Man when you first start drawing him, are all the webs. But it's worth it once you get that overall effect. You don't want to get too detailed on his ab work, especially with the black, because it starts interfering with the webs. So you can actually indicate some ab definition with the colors that you use. So if you use this part's going to be red, if you come in with some darker red or some even different grays, will make that red look really good and give you some ab definition. Before I get too far along with this, I'm going to make some decisions on that left hand that I just kind of blocked off. Yeah, I'll get this hand defined a little bit. I'll probably have to wrap this one up. Yeah, I used to do that a lot more than I do now. Almost every time I draw now, I'm on camera, so I don't do that as much anymore. Trying to get the drawing to look like something fast, so I keep my viewers' attention. There I go, breaking the lead again. Yeah, in the Spideyverse, manhole covers are just like frisbees. People are flinging them around all over the place. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me this morning. I have to go get on the road, get my day over with so I can get back here and do some more of this. I want to thank all the new people who showed up to my channel. You joined the second ever live stream, the best live stream of this new channel. Take care. And I will do some tutorials, and I will include my email down here. So if you want to send me some of those descriptions of your characters, I will see about getting those drawn either on a live stream or just sketched up, and I'll show them to you on here or email them to you. Thanks again. Have a good day. And I'll catch you on the next one.